everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. I am Josh, and with me this week is the OG crew of Joe.
Hey, man.
And Jimmy.
What is it that is up?
All the things.
Dog.
All of the things. They are up.
Nice.
Everything's up?
Yeah, man.
Stocks.
Sell.
Murders.
Ooh. Well,
Pizza.
Yeah.
cholesterol
Up.
levels.
Body fat index ratio.
Up.
Blood pressure.
Up.
Sperm count.
Ooh. Be careful, boys and girls.
Pixar presents.
Don't be...
Oh.
Up.
I see.
Nailed it.
I see what.
All right.
Those two jokes back to back aren't gonna play well.
Well, hey, this isn't a show about what's up. This is a show about TVs, pilots, and finales. Joe, how does this show, First and Last, work?
We watch a TV show. All of it.
No,
That's not true.
you're wrong.
I haven't been here in a while.
Incorrect.
We take the first
Wow.
and last episode of a TV show and just watch those and judge the entire show based on those two episodes.
Goddamn right we do.
It's like if you judged a person based on the first day you met them and then just like the last time you saw them.
Which would be the end of the first day you met them. Depending on whether or not you like that
If you only
person.
saw that person that one day.
Would it work out if you scheduled like a date with somebody? You're like, hey, let's go on a date and let's hang out for 3 hours, but you only hung out with them for 30 minutes on each end. You just took a 2-hour break in between.
You just
I
took a
don't
nap.
think that person would still be there when you came back.
I mean, if you scheduled
For
it.
the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, if you don't let them know what they're in for.
I mean, so they got to be fans of the show. Is what you're saying?
I mean,
Like really big fans.
or up for adventure. Either way.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, Joe. I almost forgot what your face and your voice was like. How have you been? You haven't been here for a while.
I've been cool.
Yeah?
Been chilling.
Sweet. What were you doing? Like protecting your house from zombies or
Yeah,
like
there's a zombie invasion,
boarding up the windows and walls?
I actually don't even remember. What was the last couple weeks? I think it was like watching a play or something. I don't know.
Oh, are you watching plays?
Really, it was just hanging out with my other podcast.
Oh, you
We're
son
doing
of a...
Thursday nights.
You wouldn't dare.
Yeah, it's called the We Play with Poop
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, by the way, if you like this podcast, go listen to We Play with Poop. Just look it up on Stitcher. It's what you think. We Play with Poop.
It's just smush noises for 45 minutes.
We Play with Poop so you don't have to.
But it's pretty impressive because it's a daily podcast that you do. The We Play with Poop podcast.
Well, hopefully, if you're healthy,
Yeah, it's
Sometimes 2 times a day.
if you're getting your fiber,
God.
So this is a Thursday morning podcast, is what you're saying. It's like have your coffee and just play,
With the poop.
just get to playing. And we get the poop jokes out of the way because this is going to be like a really wholesome podcast.
Yeah.
Is that why?
That's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah. And speaking of playing with poop and wholesomeness, Jimmy, what show are we doing?
the Andy Griffith show.
Hey.
And
Episode
cue the
1.
whistling.
Andy plays with poop.
That's probably not right.
I have a feeling that's not what happens.
Yeah, I have a feeling that anyone who wanted to listen to the Andy Griffith Show episode of this already turned it off by the time we made
Oh
those poop
no, we ruined it.
jokes. So right now there's no one listening.
I don't
don't
know
know.
how this happened, everyone.
Joe, I feel like before once we decided that we were doing this show, you said explicitly, I think I know nothing about this show.
Like my memory of this show, because I think this show has been syndicated a lot, right?
Oh yeah, this is some serious like Nick at Night reruns.
Yeah.
8 seasons, 249 episodes.
Yeah. So
Dang.
my experience with this show is like watching a show that I'm into, like some sort of cartoon or something, and then like the next show starts and the whistling starts, and I'm just like, oh, black and white, I'm out. I guess I'm done watching TV now. So like I know the intro real well.
Yeah.
And
We
after
used to
that,
only
never
have the
seen
one
it.
channel when we were children. You couldn't just change.
What is the intro? Is like it's whistling.
That's all I got. If we do
Because at that
more
point you
of
turn
that,
the TV off, right?
Wow, no.
That noise just means black and white to Joe, and he's like, I'm not doing it.
Just wakes up from the.
But it's like whistling and then
night
like
sweats.
like two guys fishing or something. They're
Andy
fishing.
Griffith and Opie, who's
Uh-huh.
a young Ron Howard. You can't even tell that his hair is red because it's in black and white.
Ronald Howard.
At some point, this show must have turned color. I feel if it's 259, it was started in 1960.
Yep, went for 249 years. One episode a year.
They must have at least like added some like Technicolor, whatever.
Yeah.
Like Joseph's
I don't
coat.
think so.
Painted it in. No, all right. Well,
Probably.
so
So they go fishing. So this show about fishing.
Well, like Andy Griffith's, he's a cop. I
Okay.
believe he's a sheriff
Okay.
of the town of Griffin.
that sounds right.
Door.
I like that. Gryffindor. No, it's not.
So-
It's Mayberry.
Maybe.
Because with a name like the Andy Griffith show, it could be anything. Like there's nothing I could even try to predict like what the show is about.
That's a good
It
point.
was the first Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing.
And I'm pretty sure that actor's name is just Andy Griffith, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's probably not his character's name, right?
I think it is.
Unless it's like a
No.
Tim Allen thing.
Well, according to this, it says the show originally starred Andy Griffith in the role of Andy Taylor.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like grandfather of Tim the Toolman.
So they called it the Andy Griffith Show, and they named him a different last name.
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like they do that.
He's kind of the host.
Oh yeah. Like the Tim Allen example I gave is exactly that. Like
The show's
his
not,
name is Tim Allen, but his name is Tim the Toolman Taylor.
yeah, but it's not called the Tim Allen Show. It's
Ah,
called Home
Okay,
Improvement.
but Josh, if you had a show called The Josh Marshall Show,
Yeah.
maybe a podcast coming soon.
Well, I'd obviously,
Near you,
I'd change
your
my
character name would be
Josh
Taylor.
Josh Taylor. Yeah.
Very clearly.
Like the Cosby Show stars Bill Cosby. I mean, as Bill Huxtable, right?
Yeah, what the
Right.
fuck?
Huxtable.
Or
What
Cliff Huxtable.
Cliff. Yeah, he's not Bill.
What
He's
the hell?
Cliff.
Doesn't make any sense. I never thought about that.
Starring the guy, you know?
Yeah, but it's a different person.
Roseanne she's not Roseanne Barr in the show. She's
Roseanne
Roseanne whatever
Connor?
she is.
Yeah, but
Connor.
it's
Yeah.
not called the Roseanne Connor Show. It's just called Roseanne, and that is her name.
I feel like I gotta
Okay,
think of
yeah.
some other examples here.
So Roseanne works, and all these other ones don't.
I'm still waiting for the Josh Taylor show.
I mean, I'm waiting for Hollywood.
No, it's the Josh Marshall Show starring
right.
Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's
Josh
starring
Marshall,
Josh Marshall.
as Josh Taylor. Yeah,
Josh, the Josh Man Taylor.
I mean, I'm into it.
Josh, man.
Josh, the Poop Man Taylor.
And my sidekick playing with Poop Joe.
Oh, man. And who would I be? Would I be Don Knotts in this scenario?
Here's Spaghetti Jim.
You guys know Don Knotts? Dang it. Why is that still around?
I don't know, but I wish I could draw better because I'm definitely going to work on a Spaghetti Jim like sticker, poster, something.
Well,
If anything needs to happen from this show, it's definitely
I'm famous now, Mom.
Spaghetti Jim.
Hope you're proud of me.
What if your beard
She
was
never
made of
will be.
spaghetti? Is that what you imagine with him? Like
I imagined an entire man made of spaghetti.
Oh,
just, like,
okay.
kind of rolled up.
like a voodoo doll of spaghetti?
Yeah, like a voodoo doll. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
But it's got have meatballs in there, right? Like, do you just have like
Meatballs, fries.
meatballs, fries?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big thing of spaghetti, I guess.
Oh, my gosh.
Like human
I mean, he's a
size.
human size. He's a human-sized man made of
I'm
spaghetti.
getting kind of hungry now. So, do you guys know who Don Knotts? He's like the goofy little wiry sheriff man in this show.
I can feel like I can picture him. He's got like big eyes.
He's kind of got some big eyes. Maybe he's
Yeah.
in Three's Company.
Does he kind of have like a Steve Buscemi vibe?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so he's like 1960s Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of just a goofball cop, kind of
Recurring
screw up a
character.
little bit. Yeah,
Sure.
that Andy Taylor is always having to kind of stick up for.
Okay.
He's also in a great children's movie called The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
Don Knotts was
Yeah,
the Incredible Mr. Limpet.
yeah, which I'm pretty sure my family had like on VHS, like ripped off of some channel. You know, like we totally recorded it right off the TV kind of
straight off
situation.
that TV.
Used to watch it all the time. It was like half back in like the 60s. There was like the time when they had a lot of like live action that split with cartoons.
Like,
You know what I'm talking
like
about?
Cool World?
Like Bed Knobs and
Or,
Broomsticks. Cool World. Yeah, that is that
cool
one.
World. Yeah.
Who framed Roger
Mr.
Rabbit?
Radget? Mr. Radget.
Mr. Roger Robot.
Radget. Cool World. That was starring Brad Pitt, right?
Oh.
And they drew it in and stuff.
I have no idea.
Sounds right.
No idea.
Whatever,
what that
Joe. Get well versed on your animated / reality movies.
is. Okay. Prefer them separate.
Well, I don't think this show's gonna start with them being new to town. I feel like he's already gonna be
Already the sheriff.
The sheriff.
Yeah.
I think my only prediction for what's happening in this first episode is that there's going to be a person in the drunk tank.
Oh.
Oh, I like that.
I think they have like a town drunk, and it's just like, all right, Barney, get in the drunk
I
tank.
feel like that feels kind of racy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's got to be in the drunk tank, right?
Yeah.
Is that Opie?
You
What's
mean
his name?
The little boy?
No, Opie's the little boy. Who's there's
Kid's
a goofball in this show who totally had a spin-off show.
Merv. I'm making.
I
I
don't.
know.
His name is not Merv.
Gladys.
Her name is
There's
Gladys.
no one named Gladys in this show.
I'm just trying to come up with names.
Yeah, it'll come to me. Or
Okay.
I'll Wikipedia it
Anybody
if
else
it
got
doesn't.
any predicts for this first episode? What's gonna go down?
I think there's a dog. There's a friendly dog.
Ooh, there's a dog that Opie has to put down, and its name is Old Yeller. And this is the lesson of the episode.
This is the first episode.
This episode is just the
It's my
movie
predict-
Old Yeller.
Opie's gonna put down the dog.
Oh boy. Well, that makes me sad. I'll be honest. I'm kind of ready to just get into it because I don't know that much about this. And I want to eat pizza as well. So
Yeah, I kind of like. I got spaghetti in my head now. Like I kind of want to eat spaghetti instead.
I didn't order a spaghetti. Sorry.
Oh man,
Dang
I
it.
can't
Maybe
remember the
when-
last time I had spaghetti.
Maybe
It's
when
been so
it's
long.
Jimmy's time to order food, he'll just squirt out some spaghetti
Just
for
whip
us
some
or
up.
whatever the hell he does.
That's the sound of the
Gross.
spaghetti coming out.
We ever do a live show, we
Off
have to
my
have
butt.
we have to do it like an Olive Garden, like a buka. Is that all right? All right, hey, let's watch the first episode and see what crazy antics this small town sheriff gets into, huh?
Let's see how many dogs Opie kills.
We are done with some good wholesome fun.
So wholesome.
I feel
You got a line, I'll get a pole, honey.
I feel great.
you feel a little bit
I was
better.
gonna say like jolly good. I keep wanting. I wanted Aunt B to be English. I don't know why. I just kept thinking she should be English.
because she's like the housekeeper
She
kind of.
because she's the help,
I don't know. She just kind of looks like a little doughy English lady.
like a Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes, I really feel like that. I would. That was a note I wrote down. I was like, "This is Mrs. Doubtfire."
Whenever you see an older woman, you're just like, I bet you're Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hello.
Oh man.
That's what I saw. Saw Mrs. Doubtfire.
And then there's like a Pierce Brosnan character that needs to be around.
Is that
Yes.
Andy?
But I want him. I want his character to be the Pierce Brosnan 007 character, and he just comes in and pew, pew, shoots people.
Just James Bond.
Yeah.
I feel like Andy Taylor in this scenario, he would be the Sally Field, right? Because he's the one with the kid, and like the mom is gone.
The
So-
mom is gone.
Is your first predict that Aunt B is actually like Opie's mom, but dressed up as an older lady?
No, she's a British spy. That's my first predict. I got it. You got a write up for us, Jim?
Oh, God.
I know. I really
Don't worry, I'll stall.
I know. 62 episodes in, I've definitely sprung that on you out of the blue.
Well, okay, it was called The New Housekeeper. This is what the IMDb says.
Somebody always has to be new, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody's always got to
Sure.
be new.
It's a good way to set up the universe.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this universe. You got to get all their pieces in place.
Yeah, it's Pleasantville. They don't have any color, you know.
I was trying to decide where this was, where Mayberry is supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
Thoughts?
I mean, I looked
Like
it up.
Alabama? Oh, you know?
Yeah.
They actually say
Yeah.
what,
Arkansas
what state?
or Arkansas or Carolina.
Yeah.
Am I right in one of those?
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been watching some Fixer Upper, which is a terrible show
It's a
about
great show.
Yeah, sure. It's one of those. It's one of those shows that's like awful, but like you just will watch
But
them.
it's fine.
You know?
It'll be on.
Yeah, we watch them like on Saturday mornings when we eat our
Super entertaining.
when we eat our breakfast.
Uh-huh.
But they're from like Waco.
Shit.
They're from Waco, Texas, and Andy Griffin talks just exactly like everybody from that show now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know this isn't like I just knew it wasn't in Texas.
Yeah.
Just
Sure.
like everyone spoke not quite enough like that, but I was like, are you from Texas, Andy Griffin?
I would have bought that. Okay. So the new housekeeper. Sheriff Andy Taylor invites Aunt B to stay and help raise 6-year-old son Opie when his housekeeper Rose leaves to get married. Opie objects to the change. And that's basically the plot. And then Opie comes around at the end because he has to teach Aunt B how to do stuff because she can't fish or play baseball or do anything right
Oh,
or not kill birds.
you're right. Andy Griffith was born in North Carolina, so
Yeah. And he died there. It seems like he spent his entire life in North Carolina.
why move? Why
Yeah.
move when Hollywood comes to you? You know.
He's buried in Roanoke
guess.
Island.
Yeah, no, this was I did not expect there to not be a mom. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just definitely thought there was going to be a mom.
I forgot about that.
It wasn't even on my radar in terms that I should have said there would be a mom or I should have said there wouldn't be a mom.
Right. Definitely
like-
gives it a fun little vibe.
That's what probably the little boy without a mom says too. Oh, this
Little
is kind of a
single
fun
dad.
little way to
Hey,
grow
we're
up.
having fun.
They didn't talk about her though, right? They just kind of worked around it.
Yeah.
No
Just like-
mention.
Yeah.
So
So
she's-
she's the
so-
little kid's working through
It's
something
too,
right now.
maybe it's too fresh.
Her body. Well, I was gonna say I don't think her body's fresh enough. I think I think it's.
It
been a
was
while.
never found.
It was last episode. They find
That's
the
what he
body.
became. That's what he became a cop
This is
and then a sheriff.
This is the prequel to Bates Motel.
Oh man,
I don't even know how that works.
it's a prequel.
He changes his name to Norman Bates
And finds a new mom.
and moves in with a new mom, Vera Faminga.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I'm into it. This girl's a fucking slasher show. Ooh, wow, Andy Griffith really took a turn. Yeah, I mean, I guess number one, it's just like this is just like good, clean. This is wholesome. This is just wholesome.
Yeah, it kind of had like, a basic, easy to follow structure. So you're introduced to the problem right away that like they're getting a new housekeeper and the kid doesn't like it. And then, for the middle chapter, they try stuff out. It's not working out. Then the third chapter, she leaves, but the kid like has a change of heart and wants her to stay. And I don't know that like third act played for me. Like he just saw that she was leaving and then felt bad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you just like think
Guilt.
like a little kid,
Yeah.
he's probably just like, I just don't want another person to leave. Like,
Okay.
It's
Ooh.
probably what he,
Ooh.
I would just like
Another
Some
woman
deep
leaving my
child
life
psychology.
again.
another woman who's gonna put the lotion on its skin.
Yikes.
Um,
I just thought he felt guilty, like it was his fault she was leaving, and maybe they were Catholic.
It was his fault.
Yeah, it was his fault, but
It was totally his
on the
fault.
other end, I'm just like, well, like maybe it's not a good fit. Like, I mean, so they know this lady
I
because
mean,
she
what does
raised
that kid know?
she raised Andy. Is that
Yeah.
why?
So she's
Yeah.
like 100.
Okay.
She's Andy's aunt.
So, but
Well,
at
not
least like
necessarily. You could
there's
have,
some
like,
sort of connection there. Like
she
we
even-
know
She could have
her.
been an oops.
My
You
thought
know?
is she even Andy's aunt, or is she just like a Southern gal
Just what
who's
you
like
call-
named? You just call her Aunt. B.
Right. It could be, yeah.
Um,
But I mean, I guess that's why like they
She's just a
they brought her in
midwife.
because he knew her. But I feel like otherwise, if he was like hiring someone to raise the kid, like yeah, maybe get someone who could get along with him in like the first day or two, like who
Well.
can fish and stuff. I
well, I
know.
don't think Opie was gonna get along with anybody in the first day or two.
I guess, yeah.
Not with that fucking attitude.
Yeah. No one is
He
Rose.
wouldn't eat the fried chicken. I was like, come on, kid, it's fried chicken.
Yeah, you know that's delicious.
Yeah.
He fed
You
it,
know how good that probably smelled, and he's like just trying not to eat it.
and then he fed it to his bird, which is totally believable, and that's
Wait,
exactly
he ate
what
it.
happened.
He fed it to his bird.
Yeah, did you?
That's what he said.
I
He
missed
did.
that.
Yeah, that's what he said he did. He brought it upstairs, and he's like,
He brought it upstairs and ate all of it. Plus, he like took more on his way up.
I must have missed that bit.
And
I
then he
must have been
told
getting some
Andy
fried
that
chicken.
yeah, his bird ate it all.
Okay, so the bird didn't really eat it then, huh?
That's
No,
why at the
no.
there was a joke at
'Cause
the
that would be,
end. Did you catch that? The
I caught
joke?
that, but I thought he was being like, I didn't know that that was a reference. I thought he was just like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe you smelled the fried chicken. It would have been really fucked up. Would have been really fucked up if a bird like ate some chicken. That's like
Yeah,
almost cannibalism.
almost.
I guess like don't like
What is
fish.
that same?
Don't fish
genus?
eat other fish, though?
Cannibalism.
yes, fish eat other fish.
So maybe it's okay if a bird eats another bird.
Yeah, I mean, things eat
Predators eat.
yeah, things eat other things all the time.
Yeah, so that's fine.
If a deer will eat a bird given a chance. So why would not everybody eat a bird?
Yeah, I just thought maybe it was weird that a bird ate another
What
bird.
a deer.
But if
Deer-
it's deep
deer are
fried, then
herbivores,
no.
I think.
YouTube deer eating a bird. Trust me.
Really?
A deer will eat a bird. Yeah.
You want me to?
It's amazing.
You've seen this?
Oh yes.
It's Josh's thing.
We can
Josh has a weird thing I didn't know about.
we can pause this audio only podcast and record our view of us watching us watch a deer eat a bird.
Watch a bird eat a deer. Wait, I want to see that video.
Whoa.
I mean, if it's a baby deer and it's like a what are those? Not an emu, but like I mean, an emu might eat a bird
Emu's a...
or a deer.
What are we talking about? God damn it.
Hey, so what's your fried chicken of choice? Like Popeyes or KFC?
Ooh, man.
Aunt May's.
Some people are very
We talking?
Aunt B.
What are we
Aunt
talking?
B.
Are we talking just like wings? Or are we talking like fried, like crispy? Like I'm basically thinking Popeyes and KFC.
I mean, I guess that's up to you. If I just told you fried chicken, do you just go to wings?
All right, this is what a deer looks like when it eats
Yeah,
a
I
bird.
guess that is different.
I can't see.
What? It's just chewing on it.
Yeah, that's a bird.
Was it dead already?
Well, I mean, it didn't hunt it. It's a deer.
Why? Maybe there's grass in its feathers.
I mean, a bird probably ate grass. That's true.
That deer.
I mean, audience members, it's what you think it looks like.
This-
It's a deer eating a bird.
This is the video that I saw before. There's just birds flying around this deer. All you guys hear is white noise, so apologies. It's just
Yeah.
white noise. It's the very first. Just Google deer eating a bird. It's just like a bird on the ground, and the deer's just like, I mean, cool, whatever. It's not grass, but cool, I'll eat it. It's just giving a chance. He'll just do it.
I don't. The bird. Oh.
See it on the ground? There's
Is
a bird
it
on
like
the
a
ground.
baby bird? Those other birds are like attacking it.
Yeah, but it's a giant deer, and they're like tiny little sparrows. So deer doesn't
Oh,
care.
I
It's
mean, I once saw an
definitely-
X-wing take down an AT-AT, so kind of the same thing.
So anything can happen.
They get their tow ropes
He's
out.
totally like
He's just like
he's
messing
totally
with
like
it.
playing with a baby bird.
See, it's a little hurt baby bird, Michael. Maybe they're from North Carolina.
God.
Michael, he ate a bird.
He ate a bird.
Okay, listeners.
The internet is a weird place.
And by
Josh.
and by weird, I mean
likes to take us.
beautiful. Sometimes
Okay.
sometimes you just Google would a a rat eat a snake, and then you just see what happens. I've never done that, but
I mean, yeah, I have no idea how you happened on a deer eating a bird.
I don't either. But it was great the day,
Oh,
and I
man.
never
And
forgot it.
not only you, that video has 2 million views.
Yeah, because it's amazing.
Man. All right.
So Andy Griffith.
So
You get a line, I'll get a pole.
bird ate another
honey.
bird, and then
It's a bird. Why?
I don't know.
Where were we? Okay, can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Andy Griffith was for reals, like playing and singing some What style of music is that? Some bluegrass.
Yeah, on the
Right?
guitar. Uh-huh.
He knows how to play guitar.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
Cool.
You think that's how he got the show?
That was his full audition, was just singing that song.
Yeah.
And they're like, we can make a thing out of this.
I mean, he probably had a few other hokey lines.
At the
said.
end of just every single episode, they're just on the porch, and he's always playing a different like bluegrass song.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, bookend?
I feel like the casting call for, I mean, granted, this show is probably built for Andy Griffith, right? I mean, it's called the Andy Griffith Show. It probably had some name recognition. But I feel like if you were trying to cast this show, like, your casting call just says, like, we need a dude who's, like, handsome and can smile and not look creepy.
Like, not have a creepy smile.
Yeah, well, I just feel like the Andy Taylor character is just sort of like, you know, wholesome and just like grinning all the time, but it's not creepy.
Like they were like, we need a guy that if you were walking behind someone at midnight,
Yeah.
they would turn around and go, "Hey, buddy," instead of
Yeah.
like running away from you, kind of thing.
If you were walking up in the dark, like smiling and then just like silently being like, "You get a pole, I get a pole, honey." If it was Andy Griffith, then I'll just be like, "Oh, hey man, what's going on?"
"Oh, hey, buddy.
But if it was like, I'm trying
Andy
to think of any
Griffith's
other actor.
Ghost.
Someone with a Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, if it was Joaquin Phoenix,
Okay,
you'd be like,
well, that's
"Nah, man, not
that's
cool."
not fair.
Even if it was like someone you like who's the guy from Arrested Development?
Ron
Jason
Howard.
Bateman.
Jason Bateman. If it was Jason Bateman,
Also
you'd be creeped
Ron
out.
Howard.
If he was
Maybe.
just smiling behind you.
I mean, he's probably he's probably shorter than me.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, I
Jason
think so,
Bateman's
too.
got a wholesome vibe.
No, man.
When has he ever been like a bad guy?
Except he's holding a giant knife. Didn't you know that part?
of
this scenario?
this
Yeah,
specific
this-
situation.
Yeah.
That I did not
Yeah,
know.
for some reason, when Andy Griffith walks behind you, he's just nothing. But when Jason Bateman's
Yeah.
behind you, he's holding a big giant knife.
I've seen a lot of Jason Bateman bad guy stuff.
Really?
Like Ozark.
Oh well. Okay.
He's like an anti-hero in that. But then like there's a movie
He's
called
all
The
pretty
Gift.
wholesome.
You seen The
Okay.
Gift?
No.
That's a fucked up.
Your
movie.
eyes got
Yeah.
real shifty during
Yeah.
that part, so
I'll watch that
I'm
movie.
nervous.
It's pretty fucked up.
I have seen what's that movie?
Horrible
is it
Bosses?
movie with him and Zach Braff, where Zach Braff is, or where Jason Bateman is like pretending to be like a paraplegic or something,
Garden
and then
State.
steals Zach Braff's girlfriend, who might be Rachel
Rachel
from
Ray.
Friends.
Rachel Ray.
What's
That's
her name?
Horrible
Jennifer
Bosses.
Aniston. Okay, well she's also in that. I've never seen that movie. Either of them.
I haven't seen any of those things either. I know who most of the people we talked about were just now, but none of those actual things of entertainment. All in all, I think it was a pretty solid pilot, though, or like just first episode. I mean, I got to, I understood there was no mom. They're trying to like fill the void. It's a little kid, like coping with shit. He's witty and he's funny, but he's not too over the top.
I thought it was a very economical episode of TV. Like everything, like you're introduced to what's the name of the Don Knotts guy?
Barney. Fife?
Barney. You're introduced to Barney, and like you right away know his vibe. Like in the first couple lines, it's like, this is Andy's cousin, and he like maybe is not as competent as someone should be for a deputy, but he's a good guy, and they hired him anyway. Like,
He's trying his best.
Like
at
it took
least.
longer for me to explain
he's the
that than it
cousin.
did in the show.
Yeah, I think it did. Actually, poor.
They do a
Joe.
funny thing where they where he was like explained how like you looked through like all the different like job all the different like resumes or whatever, and you chose me, and I want to like thank you, cousin Andy, and it's like very clearly like some nepotism or whatever.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It's pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was funny, and it told you everything you need to know about that character.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a lot of that kind of stuff in this pilot.
Got any other just things to say about this episode? I don't know why I went in that voice.
Are there other weird things we missed?
No, like you said, it was just a very like you said the characters pretty straightforward. There's nothing like out of the box or like off the track. You know, It was just like this is what it is, but it was just like it was just basic but good.
Yeah.
But also real Southern. All those things, but real Southern. I didn't remember it. I didn't remember it being so Southern.
You mean like all of the like colloquialisms that Andy Griffith has, like you'll be closer than 2 fleas and a dog ear or something?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot of those, like
Yeah.
a couple of them.
He said, "I reckon," quite a bit.
yeah.
He
So
called him. He was called Paw.
sure.
I
Yeah,
would say
guess
pretty
I-
southern.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty sure none of us said Paw growing up,
Uh huh.
No, I don't. I
except
don't
for
think so.
after we watched the Andy Griffith shows. We like ran across the room or something like that.
Uh huh.
Paw. I'm ready to dive into some predictions though.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Sure.
Should I just go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready.
Over under on dog killings.
Oh God, under. I'm going under. I don't care what number you say. I'm going under.
0.
All right. So my first prediction, it's going to be in color.
Yeah.
That's
thought,
my-
what? Now you're saying yeah?
That's
I mean,
my-
I talked about that before in the
Yeah.
opening bit, and you guys were like, "Nah."
Well, I wanted to throw you off the scent.
Ooh, I bet the opening's in black and white, even if the rest of the episode's in color.
They're gonna Wizard of Oz it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Well, my show is in color. Number 2, no Opie.
Oh.
Oh.
Because he's like 11 and he's like, I'm done with this shit.
No, he was 6 now, which means he'd be like 14, 15.
Okay, so they're not gonna have
Potentially.
like awkward.
I think he was
Puberty.
drafted. He's in Vietnam.
I just think he's like at school or something. I just don't think.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's potential. I mean, it's probably maybe it's the last episode, and this is just one of those shows that he was like off doing something. When was Ron Howard in Happy Days?
Yeah, probably around that time. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that show is the 70s.
Okay. Well, either way, no Opie. I'm saying that right now. Andy is now married.
Okay.
He's married to a lady. Side note from my predictions, I think her name is like Shirley or Louise, you know,
Okay.
something like that. And then my last prediction is I think we see/hear 2 gunshots in this episode.
Okay.
So
2 gunshots.
2 gunshots.
I hope there's one gunshot and
There's
then
just a
like
fucking Uzi.
there's one gunshot and then like someone's about to get shot for
And
the
he
second time and like
that thing.
if he's
No.
out of bullets it doesn't count.
Like there was like it was gonna be like the double tap into Andy Griffith, like gonna kill him, and it was like, I'm like, damn it. All right, that's what I got.
I can go. I've got I also have that Andy is married.
Nice.
It's kind of a basic one. But then I have that Barney is getting married in this episode.
Ooh.
My Opie prediction is kind of fucked up by I think I thought this was only like 3 seasons or something, so I thought he was just gonna be like still a little kid. But if he's 14, like
I said it was 8 seasons.
yeah,
250 episodes.
yeah. So like a 14-year-old Opie is trapped in a well.
Oh man. Oh man.
He just can't get out.
Oh, Dad. Oh, it's because he's an amputee.
Oh God. And number 4, there's a closeted gay character. As in, there's a character who is clearly homosexual, but like we just don't talk about it or acknowledge it because this is a show in the 1960s.
Gomer Pyle. Do you think it's Gomer?
I don't know.
It's
I
that
don't know who
guy.
that character
It's that
is.
guy from MASH. He just makes like a. Well, he married a woman too. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He's a little bi-curious.
I think he's just a cross-dresser, right?
I don't know. It's not important. He's
That's
not
a-
hurt.
that's
No,
a-
it's- what it is, it's not important. He ain't hurting anybody. He's living his life. So, way to go.
I'm just Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cross out my number 1 and write Andy is not married because I
Andy is
wrote
single.
Andy. I thought that Andy would be like newly remarried, like it's not being married in this episode, but like it's pretty fresh.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and cross that right out and write Andy is not
Bachelor forever.
freaking married.
I like the idea of you just. I
Bachelor for
I
life.
like going for like just a different. Like, no, you know what? I'm gonna get the point.
Yeah.
Not you guys.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for us to get the point, not you.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck
Plus
you guys. Number 2. Go to hell, you guys. Oh, by the way, Happy Days aired January of 1974.
Oh, okay. So later.
When did this show end?
67.
68, right?
Yeah.
60 to 8 seasons. I mean, I
So,
don't know. I didn't.
Ron Howard was not in Happy Days yet.
No.
Number 2 is I also had that like Opie is.
Happy Days was
I
still
think
a
Opie's
sperm
here. Yikes.
in the balls of some Hollywood
Just
execs.
how TV shows are made.
Just a spermy gleam in his father's eye. Okay, Opie is in like some super awkward teen years, like zits, braces. They had braces in the 60s.
Good metal.
Some weird headgear, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something terrible though. I feel like it's gonna be kind of where he was kind of the hero in this, a little bit like I don't know what you'd call him in this. He's kind of. I mean, Andy's the protagonist, but
I'd call him the son of the protagonist.
okay, great.
I call him
he's-
Opie.
I think he's not that really because he's no longer cute and funny, and nobody cares. Number 3,
God.
I think we're not in Mayberry anymore. I think like they've moved. Maybe Andy Taylor is not even like a sheriff anymore, but they're in like New Mayberry now, whatever the town is.
New maybe.
They sailed across the pond and went to New Mayberry.
Yeah, they had enough with Mayberry. They formed a New Mayberry across the river. Number 4, I just wrote Barney and Gomer Shenanigans.
Cool.
Gomer Pyle was when I was trying to think of who went and spun off to his own show, and he wasn't not in this pilot at all.
So what do you think? They're like hanging up tripwires around town, or like
I think there's like a B
shoot-
plot
shooting
in
people's
this.
BBs in
I
their
think there's
butties?
a subplot, and it's Barney and Gomer Shenanigans.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
I don't know what the main plot is, but subplot is for sure Gomer and Barney Shenanigans.
All right. Well, hey.
Possibly some homosexual shenanigans. I don't know.
But not overtly. Just
No, absolutely not.
Well, I can't wait to see homosexual shenanigans in color for the first time. So we'll see you after that.
1968
See
made
after-
history.
Fine. Well, we're gonna just dive back into this finale here.
Oh, sole mio.
I thought they were gonna sing Amore.
And we're back.
Yep.
We do?
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been an easy. How's the song go? When you moon an old guy
It's Amore.
and he brings you pizza pie, that's amore.
If I say the name John Dacre to you, does that mean anything to you?
John Dicker?
John Dacre, Daker.
Nah.
Oh my gosh, that's like one of my like top 5 YouTube videos.
Are we going
Are we
back
gonna
to
watch
the
another
YouTube?
It's like Grape Lady, John Dacre.
Deer eats bird.
That's my Mount Rushmore of YouTube.
Your new one is.
That's only 3.
It's and then it's Grape Lady again. The like
sad.
dubstep remix of Grape Lady.
Yikes. Is that it? That's got to be a thing, huh?
Wait, you know Grape Lady, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Because I feel like John Dacre was up there with Grape Lady.
We're not watching.
So what is? Do you know what this is?
No, I have no idea. I've never heard of
John
this.
Dacre. It's like a
an
vocal
Italian?
recital of like some guy who like he's like 60 and like taking voice lessons and trying his hardest.
Yeah, sure.
That's John Dacre. Yeah.
All right. Love it.
We'll look at it after this, I promise.
All right. Okay, so this episode is called Mayberry R.f.d. In this, so a lot of.
Everything's fine.
Jeez.
What does RFD
You?
stand for? Like rural
Free
fucking deal.
delivery. I think it's like basically like a post office, but it's rural free delivery.
Rural.
I almost said rural juror.
Rural free delivery.
RFD apparently was like a post office.
Cool.
Anyway, so the descript is in this setup for the sequel series, Mayberry RFD.
That was supposed to be a series.
There was right after this was a spin-off series with basically everyone except Andy Griffith, and it basically revolved around Sam and his son Mike,
Yeah.
the same way that Andy and
Opie.
was. Okay,
That little kid was definitely just the new Opie.
Yeah.
For sure.
can I read it?
Yeah. Sorry.
In the setup sequel, right? Yeah. Mayberry r.f.d. Sam asks an old friend from Italy to help him with his farm. The friend and his large family move into Sam's house. Shenanigans ensue.
His large family.
Yeah, there were three of them total.
His sister and his dad, and that was literally it. Yeah, that family was massive. Interesting. This was just okay. I didn't really care about most of this whole episode.
Well, it's a weird one where it's not a finale so much as it's just a launching pad for the next series.
It did not tie. Even as a launching pad, I mean, I guess it did really focus around Sam and the Italians and the nonsense.
Well, I don't think the Italians are even in the spinoff.
Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to look for it. It didn't look like it. It looked like it was more of Sam, the kid, Mike, and Goober.
During the final season of Andy Griffith Show, widower farmer Sam Jones and his young son Mike are introduced and gradually become the show's focus. So they become the show's focus over the course of the last episode.
Yeah.
Andy Taylor takes a back seat in the storylines, establishing the new premise. The show's first episode, Andy and Helen's wedding. Son of a bitch! He got married in the first episode of the next thing.
Wait, Andy Griffith did?
It says the show's first episode, Andy and Helen's wedding, the first episode of Mayberry r.f.d, had the highest ratings in record television history up to the premiere date. Sheriff Taylor and the newlywed wife Helen make guest appearances on Mayberry r.f.d until 1969, and then they relocate with Opie. Mayberry r.f.d, which stands for Rural Free Delivery, was popular throughout its entire run, but was canceled after its third season in CBS's Rural Purge of 1971.
Oh man,
the Rural Purge is
rural.
The one day at NBC when you can commit any crime as long as it's against rural people.
Oh man,
the Rural Purge of American television networks was a series of cancellations in the early 70s of still popular rural-themed shows with demographically skewed audiences. The majority of which
sure. That makes sense.
Weird. A rural purge is a thing.
So they were getting rid of, like, shows that were consistently white and specifically, like, in the wake of civil rights movements.
But they called it the rural purge. God, stop.
That makes sense.
That word needs to go away.
Yeah. What would you call it?
White purge.
The southern white purge.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like they replaced them with a bunch of like diverse shows. They just replaced them with shows in the suburbs as opposed to shows out on the farm.
Yeah, that makes
yeah. That's why it's a rural purge.
We're laughing.
So yeah, according to that, the Andy Griffith got married on the first episode of that show.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So yeah, so this episode mostly focused on Sam, who is a character we hadn't met.
Who apparently, it sounded like he was introduced
Just
in the last
another
episode.
widower.
Introduced in the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of just set up as the new Andy Griffith. Which I feel like shows do that from time to time. They're just like, hey, it's the last season, but look at this guy. Don't you want to hang out with these new interns at the hospital, huh?
You're talking about scrubs.
You don't need JD and
oh, that's really funny.
Whatever.
So number one, I don't know if this is a weird thing, but it says that episode, number 249 of Andy Griffith Show, was written by Bob Ross. But I don't.
That can't.
It can't be the Bob Ross.
There's only one Bob Ross.
I only know of one Bob Ross.
That show is just a happy little accident.
But it's interesting because that is, if you're looking at IMDb, it's listed like it's the pilot. It's the pilot of Mayberry r.f.d. So it's the finale and pilot, according to. So because it's like pilot and then it goes season 1, season 2, season 3. Very interesting.
Oh yeah. So it's not the first episode. It's not like they continued right after it. It serves as the pilot, but then they started a whole new season 1.
It's like when in The Office when they did like the farm episode to see if that like was a thing that people wanted. They just did that random episode of just Dwight and his people in the farm.
Oh, right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So because they did that near the last season of The Office to see if people wanted it, and
That's too bad.
And that never occurred
Mm.
because no one wanted that show.
I was interested.
I like Thomas Middleditch, and he would have been in it.
They were having NBC was in the middle of their office purge. No longer had shows of people in workplaces.
The workplace purge,
Workplace purge.
vocation purge is probably what they call
Yeah.
it. Right? Not the rural purge. But interesting.
Yikes.
I want to know Bob Ross, the painter. Can't be possible. But yeah. So I mean, I guess that's why it definitely to me didn't feel like a true finale by any means because it really wasn't. It was just like, hey, we're gonna make another show, so why don't we just do it? I feel like that whole last season probably then for the Andy Griffith show was in a way the finale. Like they just kind of like slowly meandered away from the main characters that they had and just kind of some of those side characters like Gomer and Barney were probably became more important while Sam became Andy Griffith and Mike became Opie.
Yeah, we didn't even see Opie in this, huh?
No, we did not.
Was Barney in there? What was he doing?
He was in there.
Was he?
He was at the beginning or something like that. I think he was. I think we saw him.
I don't think we saw him.
I think we saw him.
I specifically wrote Barney ? Like halfway through. I
Maybe
started
we didn't.
listing characters that we hadn't seen yet.
Maybe we didn't. Maybe.
And
we
I
didn't.
wrote Opie and Barney and Aunt B, but then Aunt B came in.
Yep, Aunt B was in the show. Not Opie, but
Just
Aunt
a little
B,
bit. Right.
which was weird.
Old spinster Aunt B.
Yeah, they had a reference to Southern Fried Chicken. That's a little tie back to the first episode.
Yeah.
Or you think that's just referenced in every episode?
I think it
Just
just.
the
I think
South.
that's the only thing that they actually eat in this show.
God, that sounds amazing. Imagine if your entire diet was just Southern Fried Chicken.
You'd be dead within a month.
I'd be pooping like crazy.
Just poop and
Be
gravy.
playing with poop.
Gravy poops.
Bringing it back around. Haven't had enough poop jokes on this pod.
It's wholesome. It's a wholesome pod. No one said fuck, shit, or damn yet. It's a wholesome pod, Jimmy.
You said those things.
The thing about this show that I've kind of found out is happening, at least in the first of this episode, is everybody in this show like tries to deal with their problems for like 5 minutes, and then they immediately try to like get out of
They're
it.
just like, I can't do this. I'm out.
I can't do this anymore. Like Opie
It's
was like,
TV minutes though,
"Fuck
right?
this new lady.
yeah.
I can't deal with it. I'm done." And then he like,
Wait, that's the exact same plot, isn't it? New help is in town, and the person doesn't want to deal with it.
Huh.
yeah, basically. And that's how they started a new show with the same pilot episode.
Yeah,
Same
They try it
plot.
out. The person in question says, I can't deal with this, and then at the end, for no reason, decides to have a change of heart.
Guilt. Basic guilt.
But just human guilt. They're just
Yeah.
like, damn it, I guess this is the rest of my life now. I'm gonna hire these 3 Italians, even though I just wanted one person to hire. I guess it's fine. I'll eat fried chicken in a weird Italian way for the rest of my life.
Covered in vegetables. I
Covered
would
in
I would
veg.
also say for the first like 3 minutes where Sam was like talking about Mario, then Sam's meeting Mario, I thought your closeted gay character was coming to fruition.
Mario?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Sam and Mario.
I mean, do we know anything about Mario's sexuality?
no, we don't.
Well, he's a European,
So he's at least bi.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
it's probably fluid.
It's kind of odd that he's just a single dude, right?
I mean, he did come with that sweet, sweet lady.
I thought they were trying to
Sister.
set up a Sam and sister scenario.
Yeah.
Well,
Once she
I mean,
came off the
guess we'll have to watch Mayberry R.f.d. Rural Fire Department.
not,
Yeah, how's that not rural fire department?
yeah, what do you call a fire department if it's in the rural? area.
Someone call the r.f.d.
And then they
There's
just
a
get
fire.
a, and they
bring
just
him
get
some
a package.
vegetables. Yeah. We got some kale. Oh shit, this house is on fire.
Throw the kale at it.
Ah, the kale.
Well-
But yeah, Joe, perfect synopsis. This episode was just the first episode.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same. Just swapped characters a little bit.
There wasn't a bird eating another bird though, or anything.
No, no one let the bird go. Well, they were birds. They like
there's
molested
just
those
two
like
chickens.
chickens
They
or whatever.
really manhandled
When they
some
brought
chickens.
the chicken inside, they were like, "Your chickens are too small" or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, the old
Grandpa-
man, he like crashes a tractor into the barn, and they're like, "We'll fix it." Think
I'm
of the
sure they
shit
will.
they fucked up in his house, and Sam's still just like, "All right, you guys can stay." First of all, you didn't tell me you were bringing these two other people. Second of all, you fucking fucked up my tractor and my barn. Second, this fried chicken is only okay.
I bet it was really tasty.
It's still fried chicken.
They're like
But-
they're like housekeeper, like attendant lady who apparently he mentioned she like worked for him for like 12 years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's Fletcher.
Was like, I'm done. Like
She-
she basically quit.
She quit, and that was never resolved.
yeah,
She's
that
just-
was never resolved.
He was just like, okay, I guess, yeah, you're gone.
I would be a bet when we watch Mayberry R.f.d. next
back.
week. I'm just kidding. but when we watch if we ever watch Mayberry R.f.d. again,
This is Griffith month.
there's no. So we watching Matlock after that. Then
We gotta watch the Gomer goes to the Marines.
I just assume there's no talk about
The Italians?
Miss Fletcher at all.
Oh.
No, I think that whole show's about him and the Italians.
Because I don't think the Italians are in Mayberry R.f.d. from what I've seen.
Oh, wow, well, when that's silly, right?
Yeah, right? It is.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they just brought him in for this finale and people were just like, nah, we don't like these characters
we're
anymore.
like, we like Sam, but we don't like them foreigners.
Yeah, that's scary.
If we wanted to watch foreigners run around, we'd watch MASH.
They got foreigners in MASH?
They're overseas.
I guess so, yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah.
I mean, like, they don't really have, like, speaking characters that are foreign in MASH.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Except for Hot Lips. She's not a foreigner. She's American.
Exactly.
Just wanted to say.
Hot Lips.
Don't you remember Sergeant Hot Lips or whatever her name was?
Oh, from MASH.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh, yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently we'd have to also watch something called The Danny Thomas Show, which is a sitcom that
Starring Danny Thomas as Danny Taylor.
I think.
also known as Make Room for Daddy.
Oh.
Ugh. I'm not interested. I hope that got purged.
But apparently Andy Griffith's show came out of somehow an episode of this show.
Make Room for Daddy?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Danny
Make
Thomas Show.
Room for Daddy.
Well, Don't Wake Daddy reference.
Thank you. I'm glad you got that.
Yeah.
This show seems, I don't know what's up with this Danny Thomas show, but the related shows, like if you go to the Wikipedia, are like some heavy hitting Andy Griffith Show, I Love Lucy, the Dick Van Dyke Show. Like they're all in this universe.
It just says related shows.
Yeah.
Are we just having like
so I
black?
feel like that means there's character crossovers and whatnot.
Are we having like black and white month? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, I'm down.
Joe's like, I'm busy this month.
Hey, no sex. No gratuitous sex.
Oh, I was like, wait, what?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Jimmy was telling
know
you,
how
you
Joe-
personally, you're not allowed to have sex this month, Joe.
Okay, cool.
Isn't that what we're doing?
But then you also don't have to watch it in your shows, is really what he was saying. I feel like Joe's warming up to sex in his shows. I don't know.
Ooh, Joe's coming around. Season 3.
Finale of Andy Griffith's show. Can you
New
use some sex,
season, a
maybe?
new Joe.
Can really spice that up, I think.
Yikes. Hey, speaking of which, guess who's not married
Me.
in this episode?
Oh, Andy Griffin?
Point for
Mr.
me.
Mr. Andrew Griffith.
Yeah, apparently he gets married in the next season of a different show.
Point.
Yeah, what a bold move to hold off the wedding until the start of your next show.
Bullshit is what I say.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, you might as well continue with your predictions, you son of a
okay.
bitch.
Opie is not super awkward. Well, he might be somewhere, but he's not in this episode.
Yeah. Because he's in a well.
Could you imagine if we found out he fell in a well the end of last episode, and in this episode they just ignored it, and then they were just like, "Where's
they
Opie?"
picked up next.
And they picked up in the next
R.f.d.
show.
Number 3, not in Mayberry anymore. Definitely still in Mayberry for further seasons of shows.
Yeah.
Further series.
It's in the title.
Number 4, Barney and Gomer Shenanigans. Did not even see Barney. Gomer was trying to play checkers with an old Italian man.
And his name is Goober.
Wasn't happening. Yeah, they call him Goober. His name is Gomer Pyle.
Well, they called him Goober for sure.
They called him Goober several times.
He corrected
Nickname.
them. It was like, "My name's Goober."
That's funny because his actual show is Gomer Pyle.
It's interesting because on IMDb it says Goober,
The character name is Goober. Yeah, right.
but he calls himself Gomer.
Goober,
Except for when he introduces himself to Italians, and then he's Goober again.
Gomer is his name. Goober is what they call him.
He is a Goober.
Yeah, he's totally a Goober.
Okay.
Also, the Gomer show was during Andy Griffith, so he's back in this episode, from whatever he's doing in the military.
Well, he was on leave, and he wants to be in Mayberry Rural Fire Department.
Yeah, and play checkers against Italian dudes.
So what'd you get? 1 point?
I got 1.
Nice. Way to go, buddy. Congrats. Mine was color,
Yeah.
and there was color.
Yeah.
There was, yeah.
My other one was no Opie, and he was in that well, so we're good. He's
There's
gone.
no Opie, yeah.
No
Dang
Opie. Next one was Andy's married, and we know he is not married yet.
Yeah.
He is not married until the next show. And then I wanted to hear 2 gunshots. One for the sister and one for the father, and it never happened.
You just wanted to leave Mario.
Yeah.
I think Mario's fine.
I only
Sam
Seems like
Sam was like,
murders.
"I only invited you." Boom. Boom.
Jeez.
Now eat your chicken. Sit down and eat it. Was that all you had?
Yep, 2 points.
I had Andy's married, which we've gone over. He's not. Barney is getting married. It wasn't really part of it. Opie's trapped in a well.
Inconclusive. Inconclusive.
Jury's out. Closeted gay character. I also inconclusive.
I mean,
There's
if
a
we're
lot
talking,
There's a lot of single dudes in this
True.
episode.
if we're talking Sam was a widower, so he had been married.
Sure.
And in 1968, don't think gay marriage was legal in North Carolina.
But I mean, there was Mario.
Let me check the history books.
Let me read back.
There was Mario. There
minutes.
was Goober. There was the guy that was with Goober in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
the
what was up with that
mustache?
creepy dude? They were creeping on an Italian lady.
Yep.
Inconclusive.
0 points.
So 2 zeros and 2 zeros. Good job.
Good job, buddy. You did great.
I got it.
You really kicked Andy Griffith's butt.
Hey, but that's 4 zeros, so that's
0 points.
that's a number.
Yeah,
a big
0. The
number.
number 0. That's what that number is. Well, hey.
So next time you hear that whistling when when Hulu decides to play an episode of this for you, you gonna turn the TV off or you're gonna let it roll?
No, I'm not gonna watch this show. I don't care. I don't really want to watch anything that. It sounds weird, but I really don't want to technically watch anything that's black and white unless it's the beginning of Clerks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's Clerks.
Clerks 1 is black and white.
Yeah, Clerks 1 is black and white, and that's an amazing movie. But that
Sure.
that fucking bugs me.
I've never seen
That
Clerks.
it's black and white.
Yeah. Why is it black and white?
Is it just because they had to do it cheap?
I mean, I'm sure that was definitely a part of it. It's very low budge.
Yeah.
It's maybe no budge. 0 budge.
Negative budge.
Like Joe's points.
I got negative points.
0 is technically not
I mean,
a negative number,
Well,
Jimmy.
look.
So no,
What
I'm
do you
not.
got? What's wrong with black
I'm
and
not.
white?
I'm just not into it.
There's lots of great black and white stuff.
Yeah, you know what else is great? Color, and there's a lot of great color things.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot. I mean, mostly into Breaking Bad for the color. Gotta say, it's that puke green of
great
the
colors.
sedan that he has, and the sky blue over the meth.
I had a similarly colored station wagon, green.
Yeah.
In our family.
Yeah, they wouldn't make such a big deal about it being blue meth if the show was in black and white, you know? Oh, man, this is really good gray meth.
Schindler's List is in black and white. It's pretty good.
Good for that movie.
It's pretty good.
Move on.
I just feel like if I was
Liam
like,
Neeson's.
if I had this show on while I was eating a meal, I would just sort of look up and go, heh heh, every couple minutes. And
Sounds fun.
I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like I just don't want that from my like media consumption these days. Like it's either got to be something that like really makes me laugh, or something that I really like that I'm just watching over and over again, or it's gotta like be a thing that I feel like I'm like learning something from. Do you guys feel like that? Like I feel like I don't have any like more like just like digestible media consumption. Maybe you feel that way about like, what was that Fixer Upper show you watched?
Yeah.
Like where that's just a show that just goes in you and out of you and it's fine.
It's kind of the palate
Yeah,
cleanser.
but it's like I watch that show on like a kind of a certain time and day of the week
Yeah.
kind of thing, and it's like a lazy Saturday morning, like made a big Saturday breakfast meal and
Right.
like ate it, and then while I'm just sitting there for 30 more minutes,
Uh-huh.
like letting my food sit, awaiting the poop that's about to come, you know,
Yeah.
I watch Fixer Upper.
You just let that show wash over you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a lot
And
of
then
TV was.
and then I excrete it with my poo.
Yeah.
I just
But I feel
want
like
to know
for
the record of how many times I said poop in an episode.
for like the majority of the past, like what if this was the 60s, the past 50 years, most 99% of TV shows are just like someone's gonna sit and eat food and like let their poops brew while this plays for 25 minutes, and like we just need to have a couple jokes and like that's sort of it. And I feel like I just don't have I don't have that in my life anymore. If I need something to watch, like I noticed that because it's been spooky month and I watch a lot of horror movies, but like a lot of the stuff I want to watch when I'm just like chilling is just like stuff I've seen already.
I'll throw on like Office or like Parks and Rec,
Right.
or like Arrested Development.
Right. You'll watch stuff you've seen that you know that you like.
And it's mostly because that means I know I can eat, I can like sit down, I can turn it on, and I can eat, and then when I ate in 12 minutes and not 22, I can just turn it off,
Right.
and
it's not a big
and I
deal,
can just
yeah.
go about my business. Because if you start something that means something, then I'm like,
Right.
I'm watching it for 50 minutes,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But I need to go do laundry or like paint a
Yeah.
fence or something. Like I got shit to do.
Yeah, but otherwise, if you're gonna watch something that's new, it's like this is a thing that I've heard good things about, so I'm gonna sit down and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's weird.
No, I agree. I don't know. I don't know how Jimmy feels. He's awfully quiet, boiling his noodles over here.
Boiling my noodles.
Yeah, you're spaghetti.
Yeah.
Oh man, why did I linger on that?
I love it that it gets you every time.
Damn it. Okay, that really snuck up on me.
Do you have anything that you watch that you don't care about and you just watch it?
Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I do care about it. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Watch it. But like it's the show that we like put on and home when like it's like really it's just like we should probably just be asleep at this point. But
like, are you watching episodes that you've seen or
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I mean is like we go back to things that we know and like already.
Yeah,
and just watch them.
I'm totally following, but at the same time, I feel like I wouldn't mind like skipping around and watching this show. Like I'm sure the way that like most sitcoms are now aired, just like bouncing around between like the best rated episodes that that are have the most like content and like are the funniest and probably probably see a little bit of the drama too, whatever, of being a widower and whatever. I don't need to see 200 and whatever episodes of this show.
I think just the sheer amount of episodes means I don't want to watch this show. Almost. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. If it was one season of the Andy Griffith show, you're like, maybe.
Yeah, but
Also,
250 episodes?
Because the seasons are like longer than normal too, than like what we consider as normal.
Well, yeah, if it's 250 by 8, that's a lot.
It's like 300 episodes a season.
Like episode 1 is 32.
Yeah.
Or season 1 is 32 episodes.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. It's a lot of TV. They're all around there. But I think there's probably some good stuff. I mean, Andy Griffith went on to do,
Maybe if
some
I
other
went into
big things.
Maybe if I went into like a huge deep depression and I needed to like really get back to like the wholesomeness of like the world and think like there was like people can be good again and like why is it the world worth living? Like, because I'm in such a deep, horrible depression. I feel like
It's like
popping on a couple episodes of
like the
Andy
week
Griffith show might pop me right out of it.
The week after an election, you just watch some Andy Griffith and sit in the fetal position.
But I don't see myself dipping hard.
Dipping those dots.
Joe, how can people hit us up and tell us why we should keep watching this show?
Get us on the Gmail at fnlpodcast@gmail.com and Twitter at fnlpodcast.
And Facebook and Ether. We're yelling to the Ether.
Yeah.
Where can they find the Play with Poop podcast?
We're on Spotify now, just in case you didn't know that. And
we are.
And we are capable of being rated 5 stars by anybody that's listening to this and is bored.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you. Everyone rate. I want to see a couple people rate 5 stars and just write, "Love me some Spaghetti Jim." And that's all I want to see.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And people will because people are going to read those and be like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" And then more people will listen. And then hear this episode.
And I'll read that and be like, oh man.
Let's call Jimmy Spaghetti Jim so much that he gets into that depression, then he starts watching the Andy Griffith show. All you got to do is rate us 5 stars.
We'll see you at the next Rural Purge.
All right. Well, hey, with that, I appreciate everybody for listening this week. We'll be back next week with some fucking show. And have a good one. And also goodbye.